Perfect. Perfect.
Congratulations.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Get that money, 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 you get that money, money, you get that money, money.
Payday, payday, you want payday, payday, payday.
Ah, ah, ah. We are live. What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday to you all. What's going on, everyone? I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. What's going on, everyone? I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. It is Monday, my goodness, Monday, September the 15th, 2025. This is another live edition of Steve's Kitchen here on the Around the Point Network YouTube channel. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share with all your friends. We are live. How was your weekend, by the way? I can't hear you, but I hope it was a good one. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope your weekend was nothing but good things, and hopefully your team won and all that jazz, all that stuff, man. For me, just the usual work and more work. Um, Also planning a move happening soon. I went to the new house and see stuff that's going to be worked on until by the time we get there, it'll be ready. And that was cool for the most part. And also, I was told by my family on social media, like, yo, make sure you go vote for El Pan con Chicharron. And I'm like, what are we on about here? For what reason? Like, why am I going to vote for El Pan con Chicharron, which is a Peruvian breakfast sandwich? So it's been brought to my attention. And again, I was notified late about this. There was a World Cup of breakfast. So I guess every country with their dish, right, represented, right? And it was down to Peru and Venezuela. It was down to the panco chicharron and I guess the Venezuelan arepa, right? And by the way, it's amazing. By the way, if you'd never had an arepa before, it is amazing. Okay. But for those of you that are wondering, gee, what is el pan con chicharron, right? Allow me to show you guys what it is. That's it. El pan con chicharron. It is basically fried fried pork, deep fried pork on inside of a sandwich with pickled red onion, a spice, and also fried sweet potato. That is what won the Breakfast World Cup. And people were going crazy about this, right? Like Spanish, like Latin American social media, let's put it that way. And I guess how it worked is you would vote, right? You would vote on what you thought was the better, food, I guess, right? So they counted the votes on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and Peru won. So yeah, el pan con chicharrón, yeah, is what won the Breakfast World Cup. But then I'm thinking to myself, like, you really want me to think that sandwich, like, compare it to a French breakfast, right? A Portuguese breakfast, right? Or a breakfast in like somewhere, I don't know, in somewhere in English breakfast for all my UK listeners, right? There's no way. There's no way. And I'm Peruvian and I'm saying it. There's no way that humble little sandwich is better than an English breakfast. I'm just saying, there's no fucking way. No way. But be that as it may, that did go down. Right. So Peru is the World Cup, the World Cup champions when it comes to breakfast. The shit they will come up with, you know what I mean, on social media makes you think too. What if one day they decide to do the soup World Cup or the dessert World Cup? I don't know. So much shit they can come up with. It's insane. But what's going on, everyone? What's going on? This is West. I just got ESPN Plus. for WWE, bro. I learned that Peru got independence from Spain, which was probably the last time they beat Spain in anything, if you get what I'm saying. Brother, at this point, dude, those fucking fronts. But you know what they did win, though, Weston? I don't know if you heard me earlier. I was talking about this only moments ago. I don't know if you just tuned in or not, but Peru won the Breakfast World Cup. That is what they won. Okay. But enough about all that. You have to, if you just tuned in right now, you have to just rewind what I explained and stuff like that. But there was some stuff happening in the world of wrestling, right? There was a AAA show when worlds collide. You know, WWE, TKO, capitalizing on the fact that it's Mexican Independence Day weekend, and let's also factor in that Canelo Alvarez is boxing in Vegas, on Saturday. Let's have some wrestling representation, right? I didn't catch the entire show, but I did catch the main event. I did catch Dirty Dom versus El Hijo del Vikingo. Overall, I thought the match itself, it was fine for the most part. Like, I felt like Vikingo was off by a little bit. He was a little off, right? But it didn't like slow the match down or anything like that. I don't know about you guys. Now, for those of you that watch AAA and watch, the show, is it just me, or did I notice like some what's it called? Some discomfort, some very, very, is it me, or did Conan feel uncomfortable out there? What I mean is, like, maybe the last AAA show that they did with WWE, it was a 3-man booth. But I think Conan was just so used to having, him and Corey Graves in the booth. You add JBL, and don't get me wrong, JBL had some funny lines, but I felt like they did not let Conan speak at all. It's like Conan had to like fight just to get what the fuck he wanted to say out there, right? I don't know. That's just how I felt. Let me know how you guys feel about that in the chat. But yeah, man, but it was all said and done. Dominick Mysterio is not only the WWE Intercontinental Champion, but he's also the holder of the AAA Mega Championship. And you saw the Judgment Day after the match was over celebrate with him, and also El Grande Americano, who did provide the assist, which resulted in Dominic, becoming the new AAA Mega Champion. And like I said before, I thought it was cool too, the little thing at the end there where, Dominic had his dad, Rey Mysterio, the deadbeat father, as a man of his word, put the belt around his son. I know in story it's all like, oh man, the fuck, how demoralizing and shit. But in real life, like for Rey, can you just imagine just how proud he is of his son right now? Like, bro, it's crazy to think, right? Like, I remember, like, you have to go back to like 2020, right? When Dominic just started, right? He debuted on the main roster at SummerSlam, right? Funny enough, against Seth freaking Rollins, right? The match itself wasn't bad or anything, right? But you just felt like, yo, Dominic would benefit from going to NXT, and that never happened. And I said in that time, during that time, like, yo, the best thing you could do for him was send him to NXT, let him develop on the Tuesday show. And at the time, they were forming Legado de Fantasma. And I said also, wouldn't it be something if Legado de Fantasma were to acquire in their faction the son of Lucha Royalty, Rey Mysterio, Dominic, right? The son of Rey Mysterio, who's this Lucha Royalty. And I was saying this way long ago, and they, for whatever reason, they kept him on the main roster, right? Him teaming with his dad. They won the tag titles. He eventually turned heel, right? And they gave him the North American title, but he made it work, right? As time went on, right? He found himself, right? He got things going. He won the Intercontinental Championship. I was there for that. He got a big reaction. And now here he is winning the AAA Mega Champion. And I think If I'm wrong on this, please someone in the chat correct me. Someone did say, I think it was the commentary, Dominick, the first person to hold right now at the same time a AAA championship and a current WWE title. If that's true, that's crazy. But be that as it may, yeah, Dominick is the new champion. Good for him. Let's get into the stuff that you guys really want to talk about. I'm sure you guys seen the beginning of the stream, the beginning of it, right? You might have seen my graphic game's on point, huh? Look at that. My graphic game is completely on fucking point. You know what I mean? Look at that. I had to be creative with this one, right? I chose, you know what? Have me just wearing, the whole outfit, right? Pull it off. Why the fuck not? I think I did a good job, right? I think I did a good job, right, boys, ladies, pals, fellas, lads. Let me know. Let me know how I did on that one. But I'm sure you all heard by now the big old news, right? In case you've been living under a rock, this past Friday, WWE hosted a press conference. They were gonna make a big announcement, right? I think Triple H on Twitter the day before said, "Oh, major announcement, 3 p.m. Eastern time, Las Vegas." Blah 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 blah. You get the idea. And there were discussions prior to this that WrestleMania is going to Saudi Arabia. So you put two and two together, right? So they literally had everyone out. So basically, they had some of the talent, right? Undertaker was there. I know Stephanie McCurr was there. Bianca Belair was there. Um, they also had Liv Morgan. They had, uh, I know I already said the Undertaker, but Triple H. Shawn Michaels was also there as well, right? And I know there's people who are saying, "Oh, they did not look happy to be there, man. They did not want to be there." I don't know. Could it also be the fact that a lot of them, and again, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt here. I'm trying to find like something here that, could have been that, hey, a lot of them were flown in and sent right to the press conference to this event. Mind you, there's also a time change, right? So by the time the stream started here in the East Coast, it was 3 p.m. It was 12 p.m. over there. Chances are, those 3 hour difference kind of fucked with them. That's probably it too, right? But yeah, the big announcement is WrestleMania. Oh my goodness, I almost butchered it. 43. WrestleMania 43 in 2027 is going to Saudi Arabia. Damn, yo, y'all didn't want to cheer that? Y'all didn't want to give a clap for that or nothing? Y'all don't want to clap for that? All right. Okay. This is. Oh, hell no. That was basically the response of the internet wrestling community when the announcement was made. That was that was everyone's reaction. Oh my God, you sold out. This is bullshit. This is, I can't believe you sold out, man. How could you do this to us? Right? My take is, and the title of the stream just says it all. I am shocked that you're shocked. Yeah. I am in shock that the people that are in shock that they're going to Saudi Arabia are shocked. Yeah. I am by no means like, am I shocked or am I like, oh, I'm not outraged like a lot of the sensitive fans are on the platform. It is what it is. Okay. The way I look at this, they're getting the bag. Now, to my understanding, WWE wanted to do this in 2028, but Saudi Arabia insisted no, 2027, because it basically goes with their year anniversary, their 300th year anniversary, so they want to make it a big event, right? it already is going to be a big event. Like, come on, like guys, we've seen how many of these Saudi shows over the years. How many have we seen? And WWE, when they go to Saudi Arabia, they go 9 times out of 10, they get treated better than we do. Let's just put it that way, you know? And to me, when I look at all this and, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that, there's someone out there, there's somebody out there who is willing to throw the bag because, to my understanding, they're getting for that event in 2027, they're getting something in the 9 figures. In the 9 figures. That's how much they're going to be getting for a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. Now, look. Yes, and I agree. I agree with Safed here. By the way, it was Vince who made that deal with Saudi Arabia back in 2018. Yes. Look, they've been in business for so long, since 2018. Right? They've been around since 2008. They've been working with Saudi Arabia. So you should have known that by now, there was going to be a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. Think about this too. They're getting the Royal Rumble in January. In 2026, they're getting the Royal Rumble. So it was only a matter of time till they got WrestleMania. Now, let me be clear on something. Do I feel bad? Yes, for the UK. For the UK, I feel bad for the UK. I feel bad because guess what? Do you guys remember when John Cena showed up at Money in the Bank, right? And he got on the microphone and he told the crowd to, to make noise. Let your voice be heard, right? So they know what's up. And he meant, obviously the UK getting a WrestleMania, and they went crazy, right? Everyone was under this idea that, oh man, WrestleMania might be going to the UK after all, right? They did all that noise, right? They did all that noise. And you know what WWE basically told them,
Congratulations.
You've been worked.
Congratulations.
Yeah, pretty much. They got worked. They got worked, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you know who I also feel bad for? New Orleans. Feel bad for New Orleans. Remember, New Orleans, who was supposed to get a WrestleMania, right? In 2026, they were supposed to get a WrestleMania. Remember, they had The Rock show up in New Orleans, right, to make the announcement, and everybody was like, oh my God, this is so great. This is awesome. Just so WWE, because they saw the money they made, right, in Las Vegas. Oh, let's run it back. But New Orleans, it's okay because you're going to get money in the bank. Basically, that was them telling, New Orleans.
Congratulations.
You've been worked. Yeah, they've been worked. They got worked, pal. Sami Zayn about to main event Mania in Saudi? Could be. We don't know. Now, it's funny enough. That being Saudi Arabia, right? Saudi Arabia. They want the big stars on the show. Think about it, right? If you're paying them in the 9 figures or so, you want that WrestleMania. That WrestleMania in particular. In 2027, when they go to Saudi Arabia, that will be the mother of all WrestleManias. It is going to be the mother of all fucking manias. I want you to just keep that in mind. It will be the mother of all WrestleManias. You're going to see drone presentations. You're going to see the rings rotating around, right? You're going to see freaking 3D graphics fighting and firework presentations and shit. They're going to go crazy. And look again, I get it. There's a lot of fans who are not happy, who are crying about this. Stop it. Again, y'all knew this was going to happen. Now, look, I understand there's some of you out there who, how do I put this without coming off like a dick, right? You guys have morals that you stand by, and I think that's awesome. That is completely awesome. But you're dealing with a place where they don't give a fuck about any of that shit. You know? They don't give a shit about any of that stuff, man. Look at this picture, bro. I said this on my Twitter when the announcement was made, right? A lot of you wrestling fans need to start understanding how powerful Turkey Al-Sheikh it really is. We're talking about the man in the white with the thing on his head, taking a picture next to Triple H. Yeah, that man right there, arguably one of the most powerful people you will ever fucking see. Dude's a savage. Dude is a savage, dude. Good luck saying no to that guy. Good luck. It's not as easy as you think. This guy literally had Dana White hold his hand. This man is responsible for WWE going to Saudi Arabia. This man is responsible for all the boxing fights that you've seen in Saudi Arabia. You know, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk, Francis Ngannou. You know, when the UFC went to the Sphere, was it a year and a half ago, where Marab just out grappled Sean O'Malley? Yeah, he made all that happen. This dude's powerful. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you, this guy is powerful as all hell. And he literally is gonna give Saudi Arabia a WrestleMania. Now look at the positives, right? Look at the positives here. Okay. We're talking about WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, meaning it's gonna be early as all hell. So you're talking like what, 1 p.m., 2 p.m. here. So you mean to tell me, and chances are it's gonna be 2 nights, right? So you mean to tell me that I get to watch WrestleMania at 1 p.m., 2 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday, sometime April or whatever the hell it is, 2027. And then when it's over, I have the day to myself, right? That's what you're telling me? Sign me up. Sign me up. I'm just saying, sign me up for that. Sign me the fuck up for that, right? You mean to tell me that there's someone out there who's willing to throw the bag, literally the bag, for pro wrestling? That's what you're telling me? Yes. The Saudi government is paying WWE for it. Exactly. How many people how many people they going to drag out of retirement? Brother, Shawn Michaels, he's getting knee replacement. Undertaker working on that yoga. They're gonna bring out Kane. They're gonna bring out Rikishi. They're gonna bring out the Big Show. They're gonna bring out freaking who else? They're gonna bring out Hardcore Holly just for the fuck of it. Oh yeah, they're all going, bro. It's gonna be like I said before, the mother of all WrestleManias. Let me see here. Weston, right? Do you think we'll get to a point where Turkey Al-Sheikh owns WWE boxing and UFC? You never say never. I mean, I know that Saudi once offered to buy WWE, if I'm not mistaken, right? Now, I get it. There are some cons, right? Fans aren't happy about this. Those same fans who normally every single year travel, right, to WrestleMania weekend, right, depending on the city that it's in, right? There's some fans who do make that travel, right? And 9 times out of 10, they don't even go to WrestleMania. They'll just go. They'll do all the events that are happening around the area that weekend, that's wrestling wise, like a couple of indie shows, maybe a WrestleCon, WWE world, right? That's probably what they don't usually do, and they'll watch Mania at a bar or something, right? Considering just how expensive it is, just to get tickets nowadays, right? Um, there's people again who make their plans around this time of year, around that time of the year, and again, there's indie promotions, right? That 9 times out of 10 take advantage at all. It is WrestleMania weekend. Let me try to get book a show, for that weekend, right? Let me try to do it. And they try, right? They book all these names. WrestleCon does a thing every single year. GCW does the collective. And now that, hey, in 2027, the Fed's going to Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania, there's a void. There is a void. And look, I said this, what was it, a couple of weeks ago? If you guys remember if you remember the Clash in Paris post show, I said, WWE had an opportunity to do the most crazy / petty move ever, and that was, book, CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Rollins and Becky, and they're doing that. They're doing it at obviously WrestlePalooza. Now, some people have been saying too, Tony Khan has an opportunity to really, say F you and run a show that weekend, and to fill in for that void that WWE is going to leave here in the States. Granted, let's keep it a buck. If they were to do that, WWE still getting the headline because it's WrestleMania, right? And what he should do, that being Tony, this is what people are saying. Book a show in New Orleans. Right? I wonder how many American fans will actually travel to Saudi Arabia for Mania. Not that many, Weston. It's not as easy as you think it is, bro. It's not easy to book a flight to Saudi Arabia. It's not easy to travel to Saudi Arabia. It's a process, right? Tony Khan needs to book a stadium show on his own stadium and have indie shows use Daly's place. Easier said than done. Because here's the thing. Yes. They could go out there, right? Knowing that WWE's in Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania. You know what? They might want all the vendors, right, who do WrestleCon and all these other events to get paid, get their money, right? But just know WWE might use TNA to counter program, But at the end of the day, I think when you look into it, yeah, makes a whole lot of sense. If you're Tony Khan, yeah, try to book somewhere in New Orleans. Because after all, New Orleans was supposed to get WrestleMania in 2026. But instead they chose Vegas. But again, at the end of the day, it's a business move, y'all. Pro wrestling, I think at times people forget pro wrestling has always been a business first. And who's to say, right? Who's to say that if Saudi Mania goes, it's a home run, right? Who's to say that Saudi Arabia might want WrestleMania back the year after? It's possible. It's very possible. If AEW wanted to be petty, he could give Turkey large ownership of AEW. Nah. I'm sure if the people who are complaining right now about WrestleMania going to Saudi Arabia, I guarantee you those same people, if Tony Khan were to make a deal with the Saudis and do All In Riyadh, those same fans that are complaining right now would not bat an eye. They will be clapping. They'll be clapping. Bottom line, Speaking of WrestlePalooza and All Out, I just want to let you guys know real quick. There will be a preview on a preview for All Out and WrestlePalooza this Thursday. Thursday is when we're doing the preview here on the channel. Okay, just to let you guys know, just so you're aware, right? Okay, I'm ready to do it. So now you know. So again, if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe, hit that bell notification, be notified when we go live every single time here, right? Rumor it has it that Saudi wants Rock at Mania so we can get Roman versus Rock. I mean, yeah, it's possible. You could get Roman versus Rock. You could get Stone Cold Steve Austin versus CM Punk. You could get, I don't know, freaking Goldberg and Bret Hart. You know, Goldberg, if they were to call him, if the Saudis want Goldberg, they're getting Goldberg. Okay. That's how it is. And look, I know everyone's angry about it, all fucking pissed off and shit. But can you imagine for someone who's from Saudi Arabia that lives out there and all that stuff, and they watch wrestling right through their phones, their computers and stuff, and when they come here, when they go to their country, when they show up, it's all like, again, they appreciate it, right? Just imagine those folks going to their first WrestleMania. It's crazy. And look, again, at the end of the day, I do feel like the UK got played. I do feel like, New Orleans got played. It sucks. It's very unfortunate, but it's business. It's fucking, at the end of the day, it is business, you know? Bruh, this stuff. Yeah, brother, you know the vibe, bro. I had to, bro. I had to, man. Not bad, right? I mean, I must say, but it's not bad. But like I said before, man, look, I get there's people who are angry, people who are upset. I'm just shocked that there's people that are shocked. It's been what? We're talking it's been what since 2018, and now here we are. It was bound to happen. And look, man, and imagine when the World Cup goes to Saudi Arabia, how crazy that's going to be, right? Again, 2027 WrestleMania could be the mother of all WrestleManias, the mother. But let's move on here. Let's move on. But you know who will not be at that mother of WrestleMania? You know who will not be there? That's easy, man. I'll tell you right now. Andrade will not be there. Andrade, this was basically like a you didn't see it coming. Like, oh, this is shocking. It was reported, I think it was Fightful who broke this. Andrade was gone from WWE. Gone. Just completely gone. Released, gone, however you want to put it, right? Um, they're gone. He's gone from WWE. And a lot of people are like kind of like, wow, I did not see this coming, right? Word is going out that Andrade's been ghosting WWE. I guess it comes down to him being frustrated, right? There was also discussions that, and I think this is from John Alba, that I think he had like a disciplinary issue. Like, I guess he failed the wellness policy, and then they suspended him for 30 days without pay, and he got escorted. There's so much shit, right? I know that Andrade today on Twitter posted, "Thank you, WWE." I know it's like, he shows up, he returns at the Rumble, right? The 2024 Royal Rumble, right? And you're like, man, okay, you love the new music, right? You know that stuff. And he has this best of 7 with Carmelo Hayes on SmackDown. He competed, I think, in both Money in the Bank ladder matches that he was in, right? And it's just unfortunate that for him, it just did not click. And you know what the issue is too, and this is where I think they dropped the ball with him. They didn't give him a mouthpiece. Like Andrade, talented wrestler. No one's taking that away from him. The guy can go when that bell rings. The issue is have him go on the microphone and do a promo. Brother, it's not happening. No, it's not happening. But if you gave him a mouthpiece like you did in his first run, remember when he was partnered up with Zelina Vega and she was the one doing the talking, the talking basically, right? It worked. It worked, you know? And it's crazy because there's a lot of people who wonder now what's going to be of him, right? Is he going to go back to AEW? I know he and AEW, him and Tony left on good terms, right? So that door's always open, right? But my take is this too, like if you're Tony Khan, are you really going to want this guy back? Knowing what happened and stuff like that. And here's the thing, bro, never ghost your bosses. Never ghost them. It's not bueno. Not bueno, you know. Um, but look, man, it's what's gonna be of him now. I don't know, but I think also for him, it's like, yo, he saw that. Cause you guys remember like WrestleMania, right? Like they announced that they bought AAA and they had all the luchadors from Mexico and Latin America behind them. And Andrade was there. You could just see the look on his face, like, man, he did not want to be there. But at the same time, you got to keep this in mind also. Like, I know he wrestled for a bit in AAA, but his most of his run, if memory serves me correct, he was a CMLL guy. He was all CMLL. A lot of those people that were there were always CMLL. But the point of the matter is, I guess he probably thought, okay, this is how they view me. I'm gonna be put here in AAA to help elevate this, but that's all it's gonna be. I know he was partnered up with Ray Phoenix, and there was discussions that he was going to be what's it called? It was him and Ray Phoenix who were going to go to Clash in Paris and team up to take on the Wide Six for the tag title. Instead, we saw the Street Profits. You know, it's unfortunate again the way things played out. You know, but things happen for a reason. Um, we'll see where he might end up going. I don't know. Maybe Japan. We'll see. We'll see. Weston writes here, thoughts on Crawford beating Canelo. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I was just about to show that real quick here. Yeah, man. My boy Terrence Bud Crawford, man. Defeating Saul Canelo Alvarez. Dude rose to the occasion. Look, I know there's a lot of people, oh man, you know, Canelo Soul, Canelo this and whatnot. And I think it boils down to the fact that, bro, let's just look at something else. Something I want to check here real quick here, if you don't mind, while we're talking about this. Canelo Alvarez is 35 years old. Canelo Alvarez, let me repeat that again, is 35 years old. Granted, to be fair, Bud Crawford is 37, okay? Damn, Crawford couldn't make the thumbnail. Come on. He better make the int. Well about that. We'll see. We'll see. We do have a women's champion match coming up at WrestlePalooza. We'll see who will be on the graphic. Will it be returning Io Sky or will Stephanie Vaquer be on the new graphic? But we'll see. But point is though, look, it's just one of those situations where if I'm watching this, I thought honestly Crawford won the fight. I thought Crawford won. And look, bro, you go out there, you beat arguably the new face of boxing, right? In Canelo Alvarez. Not only that, but you beat Canelo on Mexican Independence Day weekend, bro. That's crazy. If Crawford ends his career undefeated, is he in the GOAT converse? He's up there right now. He's up there. For some people, he's like in their top 10. For some people, he's in their top 5. But again, the way he beat Canelo, again, for the most part, did his thing as well, but I just thought Crawford was the better fighter. So That is what happened, man. That is what went down again, man. Bud Crawford. You know, it's crazy too. I did tell people, man, this fight will go to distance. I think there's some people out there who were like very disappointed. Because Canelo lost, and a lot of times when you see Canelo fight on Mexican Independence Day week, Canelo always tends to win, right? And here's Terrence Crawford, who was more hungrier than him, wanted more, and rose to the occasion. That's what I think is important here. You want to hear the story of someone being put in the situation, right? In this case, Bud Crawford fighting Canelo Alvarez. And can you beat him? Can you beat this guy? And he does. Does it. Fucking amazing, right? But that being said, just a little couple things here I want to say before we put a bow on this. This Thursday, we will be previewing WrestlePalooza and All Out. Okay. Tomorrow is Raw Rundown. It is. But I think also tomorrow, let me see here. They ruined Christian and Bill and Lester Martinez run it back. They should. Yeah, they should. For sure. I live in a Mexican household, and when Canelo lost, my dad was disappointed, and I told him at least he still got Dom Mysterio. Your dad was like, who? Dom Mysterio? Who? I guess so, but I mean, look, it's funny that I've seen videos of like people, they can't believe Canelo lost. I gotta pay my rent and this and whatnot. And it's funny as all. It's hilarious. But yeah, look, tomorrow Raw Rundown. Yeah, tomorrow Raw Rundown. Wednesday is sad. And then obviously Thursday it is the preview for WrestlePalooza and All Out. Okay. But that's gonna be it for me, unless I'm missing something. Anything that you guys feel like I should cover real quick before I put a bow on this, let me know. Let me know anything else that I should cover. Oh wow, funny enough, my dad know who Dom Mysterio is. That's what's up, bro. That is what's up. That at least he knows who he is. You know what I mean? That's important. I feel like, am I missing anything right now? Let me know. Am I missing anything? Not that I know of. Oh yeah, well NXT is Tuesday. It's the homecoming show, right? So they're going to be going back to their the Full Sail, I think it is. That should be fun. Over 41 million global viewers watch Canelo Crawford on Netflix, making it the most viewed men's championship boxing match in the century. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. But that's going to be it for me, guys. Much love to all of you. Look, Raw starts in a few minutes. Want to give you guys the head start. All right. So much love to all of you. Thank you all for tuning in. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. All right. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for me. I hope you guys again enjoyed this, right? Keep that thumbnail game. I can't help myself, man. I had to. It's funny. It is funny, okay? But yeah, follow the Around the Point Network over on X at 8C Point Network. Follow me on X at Heel Steven. That's going to be it for me, guys. Much love to all of you. Get a membership to guys. Yeah, if you want to be a channel member, it's only $2.99 a month. Okay. Just hit the join button. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Much love to all of you. For myself and for the gang, this has been Steve's Kitchen here on the Around the Point Network.
Listen. Fuck up. Get out.